So in today's video, we're going to be discussing major changes that are happening to Infinity Mode in the new DRDR. Huge shout out to Cat Store for letting me know about this in my previous stream. Funny enough, this information was actually given to IGN directly by Capcom. So let's go over the information. Players are now able to save mid-game and exit without losing their progress. Now the funny thing about this is that we actually did discuss this in my 10 things that Dead Rising Remake should do. Professional actually brought this up. He was actually saying that, they definitely need to add a save feature so that you can, essentially stop playing and then, take a break. And for those of you that don't know, the OG Infinity Mode essentially takes 14 hours to accomplish. Like, it takes 14 hours real time. That's not video game time. That's literally real time. So one of Pro's arguments is that that's super unhealthy. Obviously, this, Dead Rising did release on Xbox 360 and was an exclusive for a number of years. But then after with it re-releasing as a remaster and that, triple pack for Dead Rising 2, Dead Rising Off the Record, and Dead Rising, obviously the feature for putting your system to rest with the PS4/PS5, Xbox One/Xbox Series X is definitely there and definitely helps out the mode, but it's definitely still tedious. So that's actually a great feature that they added. Obviously, the fact that you can save and exit is super healthy, as opposed to what people in 2006 had to essentially just leave their system on for like a long time. And for those of you that don't know what Infinity Mode is and have no idea what I'm discussing, it's basically a mode where Frank, the main character, has to survive for 7 days, or in other words, as mentioned, it's 14 real-time hours while also having his health deplete. So what makes this mode super hard is that you essentially have to go and grab food from places, though there's definitely a catch. The catch is that the food does not respawn like in the base game. So for the majority of time, you'll actually have to go and get food by killing psychopaths. And this is actually a good segue for the other changes that Capcom is also implementing in this new DRDR Infinity Mode. The developer also confirmed to IGN during the interview, along with the ability to fast forward time, we made some adjustments that we think will allow players to enjoy the mode more casually than in the original game, since zombies now drop items at a low rate and a more aggressive playstyle has become a more viable option for this mode as well. So this is actually huge. As mentioned, the OG didn't have this. You couldn't get food from zombies. You could kill them all day. If anything, the zombies were kind of a nuisance, and especially if your health was really low, if you got grabbed during that time, I did have one of my playthroughs or one of my runs get ruined because I just got piled on by a bunch of zombies and I didn't have that much health. I was actually looking for health. So it's kind of nice that they've obviously added that. On the other hand, I do understand that this mode is a lot easier compared to the OG. Obviously, as mentioned, what I didn't like about the OG was that it just made it very tedious. You having to wait there. I essentially had to put a timer. For those of you that don't know, I did get the platinum back in 2020. So yeah, I did complete this. And if I'm not mistaken, since again, this was like 4 years ago since I got the platinum, I believe I had to have the timer set to like 15 or 18 minutes. And that was the allotted time that you had before Frank essentially ran out of health completely. I think it was like 20 minutes, but I think I had the timer for 18. So obviously I still had enough time to eat something, because yeah, you do die if you don't eat food. And since food is super scarce, it just makes the mode just really, you kind of have to just have it on the back of your mind while also doing other stuff and going around the house doing, I don't know, whatever. And then I would essentially get the timer, go back and then eat some food and then just continue waiting. So the fact that now you can actually progress the game by actually, fast forwarding time, and that's going to be an interesting feature. Obviously, this is a feature that Capcom did announce was coming to the base game. So I'm very, I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out and how that's going to affect Infinity Mode. Is it going to be super easy now? The fact that now you can skip time, you have food that you can get from zombies, and you can also save. So it kind of just begs the question, is this mode going to be a lot more fun, a lot more doable for a lot of people? It seems like yes is the answer to that, but I kind of want to see if it's a little too easy. I have heard people state in reviews that Capcom has sent out to a bunch of creators. I saw a lot of reviews of people saying that this game is a lot easier. So I hope it's not too easy. Now, I don't know if this is just me, but I have noticed a trend where newer games tend to be a lot easier and they don't really reward you for doing things on hard. It's very rare where you find a game that actually gives you, bonus stuff for completing the game on a harder difficulty. I guess, like, for example, Resident Evil remakes, I've still done that. They've still given people awards after doing that. But I don't know. For example, I'm just thinking from the top of my head, like I beat Spider-Man 2 on the hardest difficulty. I didn't get a trophy. I think God of War Ragnarok, I also beat on the hardest difficulty in my first playthrough. I didn't get anything. as well as Jedi Fallen Survivor. I don't know, these are just games that I'm thinking at the top of my head that I beat at the highest difficulty, and I didn't really get anything for that. So, by the way, if you guys want more Dead Rising content, make sure to click this video right here where we actually went to a secret poker match in Dead Rising 2, and I was joined by Virus the Virus. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.